diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. Check, we Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. Listen, happy Sunday night. Listen, okay. Shout out to Eagles for smacking the 49ers the way they did. We would have played way better We would have gave that game justice. I just want to say that but shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to the NFC East. Everything like that. So it is what it is. Listen, this isn't going to be a long show. It might, depending on how the call lines go and everything like that. All right. It might, depending on how the call lines go. But you guys should know me by now.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
You guys should know me by now. You know when something bothers me, I'm going to speak on it. And I'm the accountability police out here in these streets. Nobody else wants to be accountable. Everybody else wants to let stuff slide and, Scotty, it's not a big deal. No, I'm out here holding Bama's accountable. All right? So, once again, Dr. McNugget has effed up the game. And we're going to get into it. But before I do all that, make sure you like the stream, okay? The like police is never too far. Stop playing with her, okay? And remember, if you don't like nothing I say, you can always
Unfollow me. If I make you feel some type of way, unfollow me. If low key you're just here to hate,
you can always unfollow me. You can always unfollow me. Let's get into this, right? Because maybe you guys don't remember. Maybe you Bamas don't remember, but I do. Oh, but I do. Let's go back. Anybody remember that song? What we gonna do here? Go back. Way back. Everybody move your body and now do it. It's something that's gonna make you move and groove. We gonna go back. You might not remember these headlines, but you damn sure best believe I do. I remember the day. I remember all the hubbub that was coming out. I remember that. Y'all don't remember when this was shattering the streets, when Southern and Jackson State fans were picketing, they were out there on strike. We will not let our game go. Birmingham, why would we be going to Birmingham? Y'all remember that? Do you remember? Okay, because I do. Let's read these headlines. Why Jackson State football was chosen to play in the SWAC Classic for 3 years. Arkansas Palm Bluff replaces Jackson State in the Southern Heritage Classic 2023-2024. We know what happened with that. Golden Lions to face Jackson State in the new SWAC Classic. Y'all remember those? Nah. Y'all don't remember. Y'all don't remember. Let me take you down memory lane. Because you know me. Oh, one thing about your boy, I stay with the receipt.
23 and 24, Jackson State and Southern.
Now, there's nothing better that I like to do. It's play a little Fox News. That's a bar. There's nothing I'd rather do than play a little Fox News. And I have 238 people on here. I would bet my bottom dollar that HBCU game day, Tolly Carr, Stephen Gaither, none of them Bamas will bring the commissioner back on to discuss why the SWAC Classic did not happen. It's Dr. Cavill. I'm calling all these Bamas out because they all want to be pundits when shit is going good. When everything is going well and the commissioner is doing what they think he's supposed to do, everybody wants to be on the board. Choo choo. Oh, we got the best commissioner in the world. Choo choo. Look at what he's doing. Choo choo. Just nutsack defending. just swinging from nut to nut, just nuts at defending, swinging from nut to nut. Hey, ball sacking, the commissioner, right? But then when shit goes south, crickets. You hear that? Shh. Shh. Exactly. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I'm not media though. But all right. Hey, DJ, spin that shit.
Is rotating off of the schedule. And there were conversations with the athletic directors from my understanding about playing the game, but they had some difficulties in getting that game scheduled. So they both reached out to the conference office and said, hey, is the opportunity at Birmingham still available? So we in turn went to the leadership. Mayor Woodfin has been a tremendous partner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and he said yes. So, long story short, we went to the city council. We made the pitch to say we do have some opportunities for teams to come, and they put together a package. So the benefit, in my opinion, to this package, Tolly, and I know that the city of Birmingham released it, they're putting up $300,000.
What? They putting up $300K? Sounds pretty good to me.
But when you couple that with no rent, when you couple that with no expenses, and you get to take 100% of the profit, the ticket sales, home with you, that's a significant amount. So from a Southwestern Athletic Conference standpoint, we already have sponsors that have signed on.
There's so many.
So let's slow this down. Let's slow this down. Now, mind you, I want y'all to think very carefully. Because I think differently than a lot of you guys, right? I think because I'm an outsider, right? I don't, Scotty, blah, blah. So I just want you guys to understand this. You know what? Before we go there, I got a song for y'all. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Let's keep it rolling.
Your principles at play there. We often talk about, especially at large in the Black community, about keeping our dollars in-house and how many times it's schools. That's keeping that money in-house within the conference.
Absolutely. And that's the goal, is to put additional revenue into the pockets of our schools. We understand that the Southern Jackson State game is a big game. We understand that it is an economic driver for the member institutions, but this is an opportunity for them to get paid in both years and get paid significant in both years. No conference game, no game with a third party will have the ability for us to be able to do what we're doing from a financial standpoint. And
okay, you heard what he said. He said no conference game would be allowed to do what they're trying to do. Now I ask you this. Guys, listen. How bad? Think about this. Come on, like for real. All jokes aside. How bad did this deal have to be when the two ADs came to you to fix the issue and they said, you know what? We just gonna do a home and home. Mind you, he's on these platforms. Nobody remembers the press run this Bama went on. He went on everybody's show who wanted to hear how bad he set this SWAC Classic up. He was on everybody's shit. We got this new SWAC Classic. Now, from what HBCU alums told me, they said, Scotty, why would you make an announcement from shit you wouldn't have signed? Let me clear that up. Why would Bethune-Cookman make a statement about Ed Reed when he didn't even sign the contract? So I ask y'all, why would a commissioner of a conference go on a press run when no schools sign the contract? See, y'all just think I be picking on people. Y'all just everybody. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. See, futuristic contracts, you would have to pay a penalty, right? The fact of the matter is, this was not signed. This was not, he got on, guys, it starts from the first year. Let me go back. It starts from the very first year. Golden Lions to face Jackson State in a SWAC Classic. Now, how was that supposed to happen, Jerome Brooks, if Jackson State was still in contract with the Southern Heritage Classic? So Jackson couldn't even sign the deal. Why? Because for the next 3 years, they were scheduled to play in the Southern Heritage Classic. So they couldn't even have done it anyway. You had to get out of the first contract to sign the second contract. And from what I've been told, Southern didn't even sign their contract. So I say again, see, y'all are apologists for a nincompoop for a commissioner. This Bama is a straight nincompoop. There's no way around it. If anybody was at your job making the same mistakes he did, he would already have been fired. I want you to think. Stop getting in your feelings. Stop being emotionally invested into the light skin. Stop thinking that this guy knows what the hell he's doing. He doesn't. If you was running a business, let me break it down to you like this. If you were a CEO of a company and your VP got you in an illegal contract that got you sued, sue that company that got thrown out. That company then countersues you for $250 million. Then the same VP goes out and tells the public, oh, we just signed a $2 million deal, and then a year later, the deal is nowhere to be found. I don't think he would be your VP anymore. I don't think he would be your VP anymore. Because mind you, he is not the CEO of the SWAC. He works for the presidents. So I'm confused that any other employee that had the same dumb mistakes that this man in his office has had, how does he still have a job? How does he still have a job? I'm confused. Listen, if you don't know what this, can you explain the SWAC Classic they tried to say was, the SWAC Classic is this. The SWAC Classic, okay, let me continue.
Is when you start talking about expenses, Tolly, even from a Jackson State perspective,
this is your commissioner explaining the SWAC Classic.
Put a game on at Jackson State. It's very, very expensive to put a game on. You know, our expenses for the championship ran somewhere in the $200,000 range, right? So to be able to come with no expenses, $10,000, $15,000 to travel and be able to put that significant amount of revenue for a game that was falling off the schedule, we thought was significant. And again, I wanted to reiterate, the school said, hey, we want to play the game. We're having some difficulties. Can you help? And I would like to send a shout out to the city of Birmingham for putting together a deal that would significantly change the way business is done when it comes to these Black college football games.
The leadership there in the city of Birmingham, you guys have always
99. When I got here, they stepped up and they put resources into the conference office for us to be able to have our indoor track championship here, where this is the only facility in the region where you can have, indoor track. They gave us money to be able to put together our basketball tournament here, and for them to want to continue to attract quality events. The Southwestern Athletic Conference now is strong and is vibrant, and people are coming to try to get our product. And the city of Birmingham stepped up, not just with the dollars, but I cannot understate to have a facility where you can seat 70,000 and walk away with 100% of the ticket sales. So this is not a deal in which the SWAC office is brokering or going to get money. All of the revenue goes to the membership. And again, when you start talking, a home and home, let's say they were able to get the home and home worked out. That meant Jackson was going to get money for 1 year. Southern was going to get money for 1 year. In this deal, they will be able to make equal or more in each year, in a 2-year time frame than they would have been able to make in a 1-year deal. So we thought that it was a good deal. We wanted to respond to the request of the membership. And we think that this is a really good day for the Southwestern Athletic Conference and its member institute.
Doc, some people are struggling with their new iPhone, trying to rewind to hear what you just said. So say it again. If nobody came to this game, stands were empty, what would happen?
Today, we have $500,000 that have already been generated in less than a 24-hour time that would go to these schools. The revenue that the city is kicking in and sponsorships that have already signed up to be a part of this game. So there's going to be more sponsorships. Again, can't let the cat out of the bag. We're working on some major things from a television broadcasting standpoint. If that works, these numbers can go even higher. Those are opportunities that we can't put, on campus. But if we put 30,000 people in there, you're talking about an additional 1.5 million in revenue. We put 60,000, you're talking about an additional 3 million in revenue. So we're not going on the high end.
What school? Explain, guys. This is all numbers. This is all numbers. This ain't fluff. This ain't Scotty pulling shit out of his ass. This is all numbers. What school would not want to make $3 million? I don't give a damn if you was playing in Wyoming. What HBCU would turn down a legit opportunity to get $3 million? That tells me something was funny with the money. Because I say to you again, if the schools came to you looking for you to resolve the issue of scheduling, you tell the schools that if nobody shows up, they would make $500,000. They would make $500,000. Why would they turn you down? Why would the schools turn you down? They know nobody's not going to show up. So you said if we sell out 30,000, that is $1.5 million to the schools. 100% revenue, that's what you said, Commissioner Dr. McNugget, would go to the schools. I say again, what school would not want that deal? And then if you sell out the stadium, which is possible in Birmingham, which is a very HBCU-centric town, the teams have a possibility to walk away with $3 million, and they turned you down and said, hey, we'll go home and home? The only question that I have is who don't know business? One of these three Bamas does not know business. Somebody got to be held accountable to this. I'm telling you right now, Somebody's got to be held accountable. It's either Jackson don't know how to do business, and I think that's false because Ashley Robinson is about getting his money. If Ashley Robinson don't do nothing else, Ashley gonna get his money. So I'm gonna just slide Jackson about that jank. Now Southern, I don't know. You got Roman Banks. He a little iffy on his job. So it wouldn't be surprised me if he effed up the deal. Not even gonna hold you. Not even gonna hold you if it was Southern who effed up this deal, because Roman Banks, he ain't all there. Okay, so let's just put a asterisk by him. All right, let's just put an asterisk by him. And then you got the commissioner. We already know he good for effing something up. He is good for effing a situation up. So he is very likely to be a part of this scenario. But at the end of the day, and I'm going to open the call lines. Our call lines are open, 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. At the end of the day, somebody is going to have to answer for this. Somebody's going to have to say how bad this deal actually was for the schools to turn down $500,000. Well, think about it, with no expenses. Think about that, right? Like let's say Southern makes $2 million off of Jackson and Southern, right? They make $2 million. Let's go on the high end. They make $2 million. Mind you, they still have to pay for security. They still got to pay for trash. They still got to pay for staff and all that. So your expenses, you might walk away with what? 1 million? You might clear $1 million, right? Even with all the headaches and all that, you might walk away with $1 million, right? You walk into a situation at Legion Field where you don't have to pay a soul. You just got to show up and you walk away with $500K. If nobody played in the stadium, that doesn't seem like a bad deal to me. Listen, man, my mom used to always say, if it don't make sense, it's a lie. And we can clearly see Dr. McNugget is used to lying. That's what he do. He be lying. Pathological. Liar. So I'm just confused. And the real question is taking myself out of the situation, because I'm not in media. We all know that. I'm not in media. The question that you, the people, the fans, you guys should be asking the questions of, hey, SWAC commissioner, when you went on your press run and was running your mouth to everybody about this new SWAC Classic, can you explain what happened? Can you explain why it did not happen? Can you explain why the ball got dropped? Because people, real leaders will always stand in front of a bullet. Real leaders, real leadership will always address the issues, right? Guys, I know I said this. It didn't happen. This is why it didn't happen. Why? Because when you do that, people can trust you to know, you know what? He's honorable enough to say when he's wrong. He's honorable enough to stand on it because it fell through, which happens. Stuff happens. With the commissioner, it's just too much shit. It's like a guy who keeps cheating on his girlfriend, baby, I'ma change. And you're like, bro, you still cheating and you continue to cheat. So I'm just confused about how people will allow Dr. McNugget to jump on a platform, push any agenda that he likes, but then will not ask him to come back on said program and ask him the hard questions of, hey, what happened? You can even have Tali Carr. Hi, Tolly Carr here, here with the SWAC commissioner, Dr. Charles McClellan. Dr. Charles McClellan, how are you doing today? Love to have you on. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to hear from you, Doc. With the SWAC Classic being in the forefront of this year, can you just explain to the people what transpired that it fell through and it wasn't able to come to fruition? However you want to ask the question, however you want to push it, that's what needs to happen if you're considered a news outlet, because it's news. If it was news when it was supposed to happen, it is also news when it does not happen. I'm going to say that again for all the outlets that consider themselves media, because I am not. And Andrew Roberts, if you need a statement for communications, let me help you. News is also when it's going well, and news is also when it's going bad. PR, Andrew Roberts, it's done when you're doing well as when you're doing bad. It's on both sides of the token. You have to explain both scenarios. You can't just stand in the limelight when everything's going well and get all the praise and then go hide in the corner like a little brat when things don't go your way. 1847 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, the conversation about the commission, I'm glad you brought that to the attention, because I feel like he just been trying to get a media attention because A.D. Robinson and Coach Prime and trying to put his name out there in the spotlight to make him seem like he's the reason the SWAC is where it's at now. And he just quick to just put stuff out there and get on the media and get the spotlight to look like the superhero for the SWAC, that he just been putting all kind of information out there. And he's been messing up a lot this year, but he still want to seem like the Superman for the SWAC.
Listen, man.
And
go ahead.
You say what?
No, go ahead. Finish your point.
I was like, I know you probably going to joke on it, but I feel like he's the reason Coach Prime left.
That I can't speak on. I don't know. For that I can't. But I'll tell you this. My issue is that people in the HBCU community look at the commissioner like, and most HBCU alums look at power positions as pastors. They're more scared to challenge than they're more culpable to just go along to get along than to challenge the narrative, because they're afraid that they're going to lose access. They're afraid that they're going to ruffle some feathers. They're afraid that they won't be buddy anymore. Because that's all this stuff is. And granted, PWIs do it all the time. So I'm not saying that this is this is different or it only happens it happens in business everywhere. Right. But
yeah,
it's just bad business when you can't stand on the wrong. You can't stand on the bad. I can't respect it.
Yeah. You're right. And like I said, I'm glad you touched this topic today, because I was waiting to hear about it.
Hey, appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Listen, man, I had to touch this topic today because I'm going to be in Daytona tomorrow. All right. And once again, shout out to everybody that donated to the trip. We hit our goal of $1,000. Once again, if you still like to give, you are more than welcome to give. Offscript TV. Listen, the United Negro Foundation is always open. Okay. The United Negro Foundation is always open. I want to play a video from you before I get up out of here. I want to play a video from you from Mr. Campbell when he called to talk about the SWAC Classic when it first got let go. All right. And I want to talk about this. My bad. I keep forgetting I gotta do my bad. I got y'all. My bad. That's on me. That's on me, guys. That's on me.
Hey man, I had to pull the escalator over for this. Can you hear me? Am I good?
I can hear you.
Bro, I had to pull the escalator over. First of all, let me say to my man from Birmingham, let me explain something to you. If Birmingham was all that, Alabama and Auburn would still be playing in Birmingham. They ass got the hell out of Birmingham damn near 20 years ago. So we can end all that talk about how great Birmingham is. And guess what? If you give me a free trap place to stay, I might hang out there for 2 days in the Escalade. So I don't want to hear nothing about no greatness of Birmingham. Let me, first of all, Jackson, Mississippi is going to have 25,000 people from West and North Jackson that's going to walk up and buy tickets for Southern and Jackson State. So let's be clear on that. So why am I going to drive all the way to Birmingham when my boy over there on Valley Street can walk to the stadium with him and his boys and go to the game? That's 20,000 people right there, man. What are you talking about? So then you're going to tell me to go to Leisure Field where the white folks don't even want to go. But you're going to say that's good for me. Okay. I don't know where we do that at, but I'm going to tell you something. I live in Atlanta, went to family, but I'm from Jackson. Us Jackson folks, we know a little bit better than that, and we don't get hustled by white folks. Just to let y'all know down there in Birmingham, Alabama. Okay? So I just want to let you know how we roll, because I'm going to be Jackson all day on this. So now, let's get back to the facts. Why would Jackson State? This is going to be Shedeur Sanders' senior year. This boy will possibly have...
That's false. That was false. Let's continue. He was speaking as if it was going to happen, but it did. Okay, but we go.
3 or 4 Player of the Year awards. And this is going to be the biggest season of HBCU football. And you're talking about a Steve McNair scenario. And you're going to move one of the biggest games to Birmingham so I can go play in a place that Alabama and Auburn don't want to even play in? What kind of sense does that make? When I can get the same sponsors, because I'm going to tell you how bad Jackson State was. Like he said, the Alcorn, after Perry talked about this, or whoever said, Alcorn and Jackson State didn't even have a sponsor. And then they got a sponsor. Pepsi said, shit, y'all gonna have so many brothers down there drinking Pepsi. Forget Coke, drink Pepsi today. So don't tell me the money cannot be gotten just that quick. For a senior year, and I want everybody to think about this. By the time Shedeur is a senior, that means that Jackson State will have 3 of these great recruiting classes.
False. Continue.
Jackson State might fuck around and beat Vanderbilt with this type of recruiting class.
False again. Continue.
So why would you move a game like this that's going to have 60,000 people in the stands for everybody to drive to Birmingham and give white folks in Birmingham the money instead of giving black folks in Jackson the money? Makes no sense. I don't care nothing about the math. And I'm telling you guys this, which people from Southern and Grambling know this. Jackson State has played non-conference SWAC games. They played Grambling just a few years ago and said, come on and let's make some money. This thing is about dollars and cents, and nobody's going to tell me this makes any sense to play this game at Birmingham and Shedeur Sanders' senior year.
Outside of all the falsehoods, Mr. Campbell was pretty right. All right, outside all the senior year and Shedeur and 4 recruiting classes and beating Vanderbilt, outside all that, Mr. Campbell was right. Like, it didn't make any sense. It really didn't make any sense. And then he further went on to say, if you gonna do it, do it. If you gonna do it, do it. Why not reach out to Jerry Jones? Why not do it at Cowboy Stadium? Why not reach out to Beats by Dre at the time because of Shedeur and things like that? Why not reach out to, if you're going to do it, go do it. Don't, as my grandfather said, don't pussyfoot around it. Go do it. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I got 500 people on here. All I'm saying to y'all is I wish that you guys would have the same vitriol that you did for Ed that you do for the dumb stuff that comes out the SWAC commissioner's office. I wish you guys would have the same vitriol. I wish you would hold this Bama to a higher standard. Matter of fact, hold your president who voted that Bama in the office accountable. I'm sick and tired of seeing this dumb stuff happen. Guys, this dude has been in court more times than freaking Tupac. Rest in peace. This Bama has been in court more times than Tupac in a year, within a span of a year. He has been in court more times than Tupac. And everybody's just like, he's so great. He's so great. He's so wonderful. He's so great. If you had a friend, listen, if you had a friend that kept you in trouble, that kept taking your ass to court, wouldn't you want to separate from that friend? Wouldn't you want to get away from that friend, of said friend? That's not much of a friend. I'm confused. I am confused. It's just wild to me. It's just absolutely wild to me. But it is what it is, man. Y'all, listen, y'all keep believing in Dr. McNugget. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. You keep believing in the SWAC office. Keep believing in him. Look at him as the bishop. Look at him as the pastor that never does anything wrong. That's not taking money from the congregation. That is not explaining what the building is funding is for. And then y'all just gonna let this shit slide like everything else and then keep it pushing. It just amazes to me. Hey, what's up, Mr. Campbell?
Gee, thanks, Dion. Really appreciate it. Hey, man, listen. I want to give everybody what the roles and responsibility of the SWAC commissioner is.
Hey,
and it's Scott, I'm going to ask you a question.
Mr. Campbell,
what?
Is it? Do you want your voice to be like that?
Wait, oh, you can't hear me?
No, it sounds real squeaky like a chipmunk.
What about now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to tell you what the roles and responsibilities of the SWAC commissioner is, okay?
Go ahead.
I want you to tell me if he is doing these things, all right? The responsibility of the commissioner is to provide strategic and operational leadership for all staff and conference members now in the area of marketing, promotion, publicity, athletic operations, financial matters, NCAA relationships, compliance, and any other managerial or administrative duties. So let's start with athletic operations and financial matters. What's going on down at Bethune-Cookman? Have we seen the commissioner talk about that?
No, negative.
This is in his job title. Have you heard from the commissioner? I haven't seen him. The HBCU Gold deal that allegedly is $240 million. Have we seen any publicity about that yet?
Negative.
I haven't seen it. Have we seen the effective marketing of the conference as a whole? Because here is the thing. Even though I said what I said at that time, based off of the knowledge of what I did know, but here's the thing. You got to market the conference. So if you're telling me the only reason that these sponsors were going to sponsor a game in Birmingham was because of Dion, well, then you should have never had that conversation because we all knew Dion wasn't going to stay long enough for that contract anyway. So you could never negotiate that deal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. Everything that's free ain't good for you. And that was what my point was. Why in the world would Jackson State or Southern go to Birmingham when there's no benefit for it? We know the numbers weren't true, but guess what? Jackson State and Southern figured out. Let's go back home and we'll still get 40,000 people in these games. Well, 40 plus in Jackson and sell it out down there in Southern. That's the thing. So the commissioner, once again, while he might be doing a great job in the background, we need him in the foreground. Sometimes you got to stick your neck out there because I tell you what, the difference between our commissioner and SEC commissioner. Now, Nick Saban is the biggest brand in college football. But when Nick and Jimbo was cutting up, You know what Mike Sly did? He got on there public and said, y'all cut that shit out. You're messing up the SEC brand. You didn't hear anything else from Jimbo or Nick Saban. Because you're messing with our overall money. So when the commission does not speak out on these things, Bethune-Cookman is messing up the SWAC's money with the negativity that's going down there. He should have been the first person on the plane that say, all y'all need to get in the room and fix this shit. This is making us look bad.
That's good. That's good.
That's what they pay him for. I just read you what his literal job title is. It says basic function. Bro, did you hear me? I didn't say extra function. His basic function. And that's what people get upset about. So I'm glad that you're doing these deals that we really don't know about. But sometimes you got to sell your program to sell even more programs. I need you to be a cheerleader for the SWAC. And I also need you to be forward thinking and say, Deion, even though I'm as a fan saying that, listen, because I tell you this, I knew Deion was gone in early October. So you going to tell me that the commission didn't know Deion was gone in September? If I found out in October? For a fact? So you should have already had your game plan together. Because according to Ashley Robinson, he asked Deion to give him 2 years, right? That's what Ashley Robinson, what the word on the street was, right?
Yep.
So you going to tell me Ashley Robinson didn't say, hey, Commissioner, I'm just telling you Deion's going to be here for 2 years. So you should already have known this when you even made this statement about playing in Birmingham. You've got to sell the SWAC and sell the brands. These are people that are out there that want to see. I tell you what, Deion is gone. Look at you. You got 600 people on this live right now to talk about the commissioner. That means people care about this conference and HBCU football. You don't have 100 people or 8 people like some people that have shows that want to talk about they know so much about HBCU football, but I got 8 people watching. You got 600. So that's the thing. What my problem is when you go out there and you want to criticize people trying to bring up ideas or to ask good questions like you do. Because it made no sense for Jackson State and Southern not to play home at home. And you know what Jackson State and Southern did? They just replaced Southern with Grambling. Southern with Grambling.
Simple.
So that game, I guess, won't be a conference game.
No, it's going to be an out-of-conference game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be an out-of-conference game, just like Grambling was.
Yep, exactly.
And that's exactly what they should have done. So what he should have been doing as the commissioner, say, hey, listen, let me figure out how I can get local ballers and sponsors to sponsor the game locally in Baton Rouge and sponsor the game locally in Jackson. Because I tell you what, we might not get 300,000 in Birmingham, but shit, give Jackson State 50,000 in Jackson, 50,000 in Baton Rouge. Sometimes you got to get some money.
Yeah.
Because you know what I learned a long time, Stephanie? And I'll leave with this. Some money will pay somebody.
That's good.
So that's what Bethune problem is. Bethune ain't got no money and they can't pay nobody. So I need the commissioner to be a commissioner. I need him for not to let the narratives be driven and leading from the back. I need him leading from the front. Bethune-Cookman, the Jackson State situation, the FAMU situation. Every time we've had situations come up, the commissioner does not step in front and say, I am here to support my members. FAMU went down. Then all of a sudden, yeah, we're supporting the stuff with our members. Bethune-Cookman. Even the PR with Deion leaving. Where is the commission to say, we are SWAC? That big old commercial.
Yeah.
Because the SWAC is bigger than Deion. It has to be. Because we all knew Deion was leaving no matter what. At least if he had to say what you do, we knew he was gone. And you trying to sign a new TV contract? Because if I'm the commissioner and I'm signing, I got to sell the conference.
Got to.
I got to let all these white people and black people who were sitting in the room that are HBCU alums, they say, hey, listen, we got a good thing here. Deion amplified it. We're going to keep it going. That's what a commissioner does. But once again, we have not heard from him about the Bethune-Cookman situation. This comes out, doesn't support them schools, getting the sponsors on a local level. And then that's what we got. So this is the reason why we asked the question, where is the commissioner? That's it, man. That's all we got. And you know what? I'll take that. But you know what? I'll say what I said was support of HBCUs at Jackson State, because at that time I did want Deion to stay. I did. I didn't want Deion to leave because he was good for the conference. I'm never going to say Deion was not good for the conference. He was great for the conference. And I wish him well in Colorado. That's all I got, bro. Great show.
Appreciate it, Mr. Campbell. Hey, I'm gonna end the show with this. Right? I'm gonna end the show with this. I want you guys to think about this, right? I really do. Because a smart, intelligent group of presidents should fire Dr. McNugget. I'm just going to call a spade, right? He should be fired. And I'll tell you this, and listen to me very carefully. Not one AD in the SWAC should step up and be the commissioner. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to Barney it for you. No athletic director or a vice president of anything inside the SWAC should be the next commissioner of the SWAC, because they don't know what the hell they're doing in the media space. Listen, you can find somebody for scheduling. You can find somebody for compliance. You can find men. If you can find people like Andrew Roberts, you can find anybody to do a job. Okay? You can find anybody to do a job. You can find any. If you bring the Alabama A&M AD up to the SWAC office and give him a media advisory role, that means anybody can do his job. What I am saying to all 650 of y'all, some of y'all linked to HBCU, some of you not. You need to go find somebody that is in professional sports that is the VP of sales. You need to go find somebody that can sell the SWAC and knows how to negotiate contracts, because that light-skinned Bama in the office does not know what the hell he's doing. He does not. He does not. He does not. Because I'll tell you this, a smart commissioner, a smart one, would not have sold every secondary game to an up-and-coming media company. Now, let me tell you this. I love HBCU Gold's production. It's A1. But why not split that and get more money? Why not split it up and do 5 years, both deals, $60 million, $70 million, $80 million. 5 years, $100 million. Why not split the games up and get more people to bid on your games? You need to look outside of the SWAC to find your next commissioner. You should want him to be the VP of sales, the president of a sale. Like, you want somebody who knows how to do media and knows how to sell. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Because I'm telling you, I can't express enough to you guys. I'm going to say two things before I get up out of here. One, I was told by somebody close to the situation with the SWAC Classic that the money guarantee was like $100,000 to $150,000. That's what I was told. The guaranteed money that the schools were going to get from the SWAC Classic game was about $150,000. Something like that. That's what I was told. And then the second part about this is, if you don't think that SWAC football is worth at least $25 million a year, you're selling yourself short. And listen, I get it. I've been there. Right? I've been there when you're in a position where you don't want to outprice yourself because you're like, I need the money. But if you already been living off pennies, you might as well swing for the fence. Might as well swing for the fence. The SWAC is worth $25 to $30 million a year, in my opinion. Now, you'll get pundits on here to tell you it's not, that they won't, that they can't. But I would refute you and say, then what do you value it as? Right? Because people quick to say Scotty doesn't care about HBCU football. Scotty doesn't care about the culture. But I think you're worth 10, 20 times what they're paying you. Because one, you have a base that's generational. I don't think conferences can speak on the generational aspect that the SWAC and MEAC have to where it's passed down from your son to your daughter to whatever. So that could be 3 or 4 generations that is part of the fandom. Even if they don't go to the school, they're a part of the fandom of what it is, of the pageantry of the school. Right? And you guys show up. You guys watch. They might not like how much you watch, or you don't watch enough, but you watch, you show up. You can't say you don't show up when you lead the FCS in attendance. So I'm confused. It's hard to get 60,000 black people in one spot. Rain, sleet, or snow. It's hard. It's hard to get 30,000 black people in one spot. Rain, sleet, or snow. Okay? That is a triumph. And you should get a trophy for such. We know how finicky black people are. It's a little cloudy. It's a little windy. Come on, man. What they say? Catch me outside. We out here. So, listen. If people want to push back and say Scotty don't know what he's talking about, okay. Well, then I ask you, how much you value it? How much you value it? Hey, caller, you live.
Thank you, Offscript. I'm happy to be here, man. You do a great show. The exposure HBCUs are receiving today is the exposure that I want us to have. I'm a FAMU grad I graduated in FAMU at 1999. Thank you for all you do. What you're doing is great. Keep the exposure going. Keep the pressure up. Ask the questions you're asking. Dig up the data that you're digging up. Put the numbers that you're showing on TV up. Do all of that. Hold all of the HBCUs accountable. Thank you, Offscript. I'm out. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you, my brother. Hey, listen. Once again, guys, that's been my time. It's late. Just came back from a fashion show. My baby killed. All right. But remember, tomorrow, I will be down in Daytona. All right. We'll be there. We're down. We in there. Daytona. All right. It is what it is. We're going to go down there. We're going to check it out. We're going to see what it do. I'm going to do my damnedest to give you guys all the behind the scenes of what's going on at Bethune. Good, bad, and indifferent. Okay. So we leave here about 9 in the morning. We should. So we fly out at 6. We got to be at the airport. What time we fly out, though? Okay, we fly out at 9. That's what I said. We fly out at 9, like I said. All right. And we'll be in Daytona about 11 or 12. Huh? All right. So I got to pack all this stuff up and get. You still hosting the combine? What combine? What combine? I don't know about no combine. First of all, nobody wants to smoke with me in the combine. That's first of all, nobody wants to smoke with me. All right, and then second of all, that's a very touchy subject. Yeah, I just got my birth certificate. My girl sent off. Listen, I was born overseas. I was born in Germany. So it took I can't just walk down to the state house and get my birth certificate. So we sent it out back in like October. I just got it like a week ago. All right. So I finally got my birth certificate. It's official too. It's nice. So I'm gonna go get my pre-check, get my passport and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty excited about that. Just saying. So, but anyway, you got a highlight tape for when you played this, Scotty. Man, I played in 07, bro. I don't even think some of my film is even up anymore. I ain't gonna lie to you. But you can Google my name. I've Googled myself plenty of times and showed my stats on here. So if anybody remembers those episodes where I've Googled myself and put my stats up, 7 catches, 120 yards, 2 tubs, like, y'all think I was just out here? I was doing it. Stop playing with me. All right. So, guys, appreciate you guys. Until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.